Welcome to the new format. I decided to give my knife review a format. So if you want to pause the screen or take a screenshot, read what I have to say. So I'm basically going to go over fit and finish, handle materials, steel, ergonomics, fidgetability, design, and I thought I would throw in the coolness factor in order to earn an extra point. So the lowest score is a 6. The highest score is a 30 if you get all 5 points. And the extra point will take it to a 31. So, and once again, this is my opinion. I'm not an expert, and I'm not even very knowledgeable about all of these when it comes to knives. You know, if just don't take it personally if you love the knife or you hate the knife. So it's gonna get on with the review. So this review is covering the Hogue Deka, which I got like maybe 2 weeks ago. I ordered this one, the clip point, from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and then a day later I ordered the one in green Damascus from the same company because they were having a sale. So I paid almost full price. Maybe I paid like 130 something for this and 118 for this. So the first topic is fit and finish. I don't know if the problems I had fit in this category. I think they do. So I want to score it overall a 4 out of 5. I'm finished. I'm gonna dock it 1 point because this, I think both knives cut me. This knife cut me twice, and this knife cut me once. And I think the problem is the knife comes like so close. This knife only cut me once, but it was my mistake. But this knife, you can get cut on easily. If you hold it in your hand and you just flip it, it will drag across your skin or poke your skin. When you flip it closed. And I just want to dock it maybe 1 point because maybe you shouldn't be flipping it, but I think normally people flip these kind of knives, flip it open, you know. I couldn't do it initially when I was doing the unboxing, but I've practiced and I've gotten pretty good at flipping it open. So, and not cut myself. So in order to, if I hold it here, which I normally would with I have a SOG with an XR, or the SOG terminus and an XR lock, and I flip it open all the time and flip it closed. But it doesn't cut me. And so I got used to like maybe taking it here and like not in the meat of my hand, and then basically just resting it, and I could flip it. Sometimes it gets stuck. But and as for flippability, this knife out of the box, it took a little bit breaking in time. I think it was I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 flips, and I've not gotten this knife to flip reliably at all. Like, yeah, I mean, it opens perfectly, but I think I need to take it apart. I haven't taken either one of these knives apart. I probably need to oil the pivot to get it to flip open easier. So currently the clip point doesn't flip very well, but it opens super well, you know. And as for like doing stud flipper type actions, I'm piss poor at a thumb stud. I need a flipper. I'm just, or this, you know, I can do this. I'm just gonna dock it for this, for just cutting me twice. I think when they, if they ever improve these knives, I think they add a maybe make it like an 1/8 of an inch longer, so it does. So if you rest it in your hand, it won't just cut you, because the tip is, especially for the clip point, is right there. I mean, it's there. You can easily cut yourself if you're an idiot like me. So, but overall, the all of the rest of the knife is fantastic. Oh, I thought I mentioned one thing. My clip broke off on the Wharncliffe, because I've carried like this maybe 2 days, and I've carried this Wharncliffe like maybe since I got it, you know, like off and on. So maybe almost 2 weeks, but off and on, you know, like a day here, rest of the day, and then a day, half a day, whatever. And somehow the clip broke off, and I had it in my pocket, and I was at the office, and I stood up and I noticed like my pants, it felt like the knife fit slipped in my pants, and I'm like, I pulled it out, and I'm like, oh, where'd the clip go? I found the clip underneath my desk, and I don't know, being in my pants and maybe moving, you know, like maybe I'm moving and my leg is pressing it, like, and flexing it, it just busted off. And I've never had a clip bust off before. So I contacted Hogue, and they're sending me a new clip, but I don't know. Maybe they said maybe it was weak steel. I don't know. But I thought I had mentioned the clip broke off like within like maybe 2 days of carrying it. Not even, it probably broke off the first day. But this clip is fine. And basically it's the same style clip, but maybe I hadn't carried it enough. I don't know. So for fit and finish, I'm scoring it a 4. And sorry for this a long review, because it's a new review system, so I'll get better and faster. So the second category is handle scale materials. I think this handle materials is fantastic. It's called Damascus. Basically, I think it's, you know, I'm forgetting the real name. I've been saying it's Damascus so long. So, but it's layered, and it's kind of fantastic. All the cross hatching is really cool, and just the camel pattern is really cool too. This the Wharncliffe blade, I got the green Damascus, and then the other clip point is the flat dark earth Damascus. And I think when I was doing my unboxing, I said I like this blade better, but I've grown to like the Wharncliffe blade better. It's cool. I like it more just because of the looks. but I still like this handle, the looks of this handle, the flat dark earth, better. So maybe I'll swap it out before I'll give my son this with this blade and I keep this. You get the point. So I'm going to score the handle material as like a 5. So it receives a perfect score from me. The next point is a steel, and it's CPM 20V, and I looked it up, and I think it's considered like I don't know if it's a super steel or just premium steel, but it's a really good steel. As for cutting, it cuts like everything through everything like butter. I'm hesitant to cut anything on camera because maybe I'll do it at the end. They definitely cut still, even though if it goes well, I'll include it because everything, I cut everything and it was perfect, but I haven't resharpened it or stropped it or anything, so I don't want to do it and see it fail, because that would be a bad thing. But trust me, it cuts very well. I think there's a black Cerakote, like I think the black Cerakote finish. I should write these things down, but I'm giving the steel a 5, like perfect score. And ergonomics, that brings me to ergonomics. Again, this is great. It feels great in the hand, and it's, I mean, I'm not like, I don't have a bug out, Benchmade bug out, so I don't know how they feel in the hand. But this is very lightweight and it is very, very nice. I mean, it's smooth, but it's so grippy too. I mean, I just love this blade. I mean, or this handle on the Ergo Factor. See, I can flip that that way. But so I'm going to score ergonomics a perfect score, a 4 or a 5 too. With that brings me to Fidgetability. If I was to score on Fidgetability, if I just had this knife, it'd be perfect. So just don't think if I had the oiled and taken it apart and oiled it, this would be perfect too. But Fidgetability is great if you flip this. And I'm not a thumb stud opener. I mean, I have no problem just opening it like this, a thumb stud. So that's a flipper action. If I want to flip stuff, you know, I have to flip that. It's assisted opener. So take it. I have a non-assisted opener. So, and I have no problem with this, but I hate thumb stud openers. I mean, if there was no thumb stud, I would be overjoyed. I just don't like thumb studs. So, but Fidgetability, I think it's a kind of I think most people that like thumb studs and like the able lock will find it nice and very fidgetable. So I'm gonna score it like probably a 5. I think I'm gonna well, I think I'm going to score it a 3. It's because with this design, the clip point, I mean, I got cut once from here flipping it, and I got cut twice flipping this knife. And something tells me I can't give it a perfect score. I'm probably maybe score it a 3 because it's too easy to cut yourself. And until they improve like the handle, and maybe they have improved the handle. Maybe I got old stock, I don't know. But for me, it's how it is right now. If you flip it and you're not conscious of where it is in your hand, you can't cut yourself. But, you know, for the idiots like me, you can cut yourself. So I'm going to score it a 3. I misspoke about the 5. I was looking in the wrong area. Design. This brings me to design. This is overall, this is a really nice design. I pay attention to like the blade and then the handle separately, and it's because the handle is so like it. I don't want to say generic as in a bad way. It's kind of generic, and it fits like either blade types, you know. Well, I mean, if you stick a Wharncliffe blade in there, it looks good. Clip point, it looks good. It matches they complement each other. And if it wasn't an able lock, I think I would still be in love with this. The fit and finish, I mean, it's a great design. It's a very, I'm a designer by trade, and it's a very well designed looking knife. That's pretty bad that they didn't do tests from prototypes. That they should have tested an idiot like me and find out that you can get cut flipping it. So, but I'm gonna score it 5 overall design. So 5 out of 5. And which brings me to the last category. It's the coolness factor. I'm gonna give it a coolness factor rating of 1. You know, I mean a point, because it's very cool. I mean, it was when I was flipping this, and some people like seeing it. They said, "Oh man, that's a pretty cool dive." I mean, take it. Those were non-knife people, and especially this blade. When people saw this blade, and they said, "What the heck? That's a wicked looking blade." I mean, people that are not familiar with Wharncliffes, and I'm not an expert, and I'm not all that familiar with them either. It's a wicked look. But I'm going to give it a coolness factor rating because it's in my opinion, it's a very, 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 very nice looking knife. So to wrap up this review, the total score was 28 out of a possible 31 points. I mean, that's pretty good. That's almost, I mean, 28, so it was basically 27 out of 30, and then with the coolness factor, it brought it up to 28. So you could have, total, you can have, without the coolness factor, you can have a 30. So it's like 2 points away from that, almost being perfect. And I'll have to think what score I can judge a nice of a knife being perfect, because it could be a perfect knife even if it wasn't a score of 30. But this, I love this knife. I mean, especially this blade and this handle. So I'll open up some other knives to give you a size difference. That's the Kershaw Knockout. Before I got into like a heavy knife collecting, that was my favorite knife, and it still is. It's an assisted opener, but I still love it. I love the belly, and I love the handle. I mean, this knife is fantastic. And then here's a James, the Carter, James brand Carter. So you can see the size difference in those two knives. Then the good old Kershaw Tenacious, or Spyderco Tenacious. I was looking at the Kershaw, and my favorite Kershaw at the moment is the Kershaw NORAD. So you can see it. They're not overly big knives, or big blades, but it feels good in the pocket. You barely notice it. That's the Civivi, God, I forgot its name. I'll tag it on in the end, but it's pretty new. I modified these, the handles. They were gray, light gray, and I dyed them a crimson red. I really like it, but this is the SOG Terminus. I would probably compare the SOG Terminus is maybe equal to the size, but the SOG Terminus is, I don't know how much heavier it is, but it's heavier because this is pretty lightweight. I think this is 2.3 ounces, but I don't know how this much is. I still can't think of the name, but anyway. So yeah, this knife's made in their knives made in the USA, and obviously Hogue, and the designer is Alan Elishewitz. Elishewitz makes some good knives, and each knife came in a pouch, and it's a really nice pouch. I mean, I like the blue, and it's padded, and it's so. And when you think about it, it's so funny because this pouch looks very small. So you see how small the knife actually is. But, well, yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I'll get better, you know. If you read into my about on YouTube, basically trying to improve my speech. I had a stroke in September of 2019, and I live alone. I'm not married anymore, and so I just have a couple cats. Talk to them enough, you know. So I developed these videos to primarily just to get my improve my speech. I mean, I used to talk like really fast, and I talk like super clear, and I didn't like you know, but since having a stroke and not being able to talk like at all for like maybe 2 months, I mean, the stroke affected my speech center. It just wiped my speech center out, completely out. I couldn't read or write. I mean, I could, it was hard. It would take me like 5 minutes to read like a 7-word sentence. That's how bad it was. So primarily I just said, oh, you know, I have a YouTube channel and I just watch YouTube videos, and I've never made a video in a long time, you know. So maybe if I make videos, I'll improve, you know, my speech. So bear with me, you know, if I sound like a little bit slow, that's because it's hard for me to talk. So thanks for sticking around for a lengthy review, but I wanted to make my first review for a knife I very much like. So thanks. Bye-bye.